Now, at the risk of being accused again of Trump derangement syndrome, I have to say that Donald Trump got beaten today. The US president started a trade war with China and has just signed his surrender. And the world went, phew. Trump today met China's President Xi Jinping in South Korea for their first meeting in 6 years. And right from the get-go, Xi won the image war, first making Trump wait, and then coming in from the right so that Xi was in his famously favourite position for shaking hands, making Trump reach across his body. And Trump couldn't help not joking, that Xi was tough.
We're going to have a very successful meeting, I have no doubt. But he's a very tough negotiator. That's not good.
Now, I'm just talking atmospherics at the moment. When the leaders of the world's two greatest superpowers sat down, the communist dictator one side, the leader of the free world on the other, it was clear which one was desperate to please and which was cutting the other to size. Trump laid on the flattery with a trowel.
It's a great honor to be with a friend of mine, really for a long time now, if you think about it. The very, very distinguished and respected President of China. President Xi is a great leader of a great country.
But Xi did not flatter Trump at all. He just pointed out that the China-US relationship needed to get back on track. A kind of dig at the disruption Trump had created, even threatening to punish China with tariffs of 100%. Here is an insight into the Xi style.
It is a great pleasure for me as well to meet you. And it feels very warm seeing you again because it's been many years. Since your re-election, we have spoken on the phone 3 times, exchanged several letters, and stayed in close contact. And our joint guidance, China-US relations have remained stable on the whole. Given our different national conditions, we do not always see eye to eye with each other. And it is normal for the two leading economies of the world to have frictions now and then. And in the face of winds, waves, and challenges, you and I, at the helm of China-US relations, should stay the right course and ensure the steady sailing forward of the giant ship of China-US relations. I always believe that China's development goes hand in hand with your vision to make America great again.
One part of Xi's opening remarks, which won't play you, was particularly interesting. He challenged Trump's repeated boast, you've heard him say it many times, that Trump made peace between Thailand and Cambodia this year, one of the many peace deals he claimed to have made. Xi told Trump he had just had input into the deal, and China had actually been involved and in more peace talks as well. Very few leaders dare contradict Trump to his face, but Trump took all that, and here is why. Last April, Trump stunned America's trading partners, Australia too, when he announced his Liberation Day tariffs on all imports, and big tariffs on China in particular. He seemed to think he had China over a barrel because it sells so very much to the US. 2 days later, China hit him back where it hurts. It imposed controls on its exports of rare earths. Now this was a massive threat to the US economy, and especially to its national security, because China controls about 90% of the world's supplies. Of some rare earths, it is the only supplier. And rare earths are critical in making not just wind turbines and electric cars and countless electronic gadgets these days. More importantly, America's military desperately needs those rare earths for its planes and its tanks and its submarines and its drones, its radars and more. The F-35 fighter, for instance, needs rare earths for its radar, its targeting, its stealth covering, and so on. That's why Trump is now, of course, madly making deals all over the world, including with Australia a couple of weeks ago, to get new suppliers of rare earths. But the problem is, creating that kind of industry is going to take years. So even before today, Trump, for all this bluster, started to dial back this war with China. He scrapped plans to ban the Chinese-owned TikTok in the US, even though it is a threat to national security by its data harvesting and pushing of memes. He banned a visit by Taiwan's president, who's hated by China. And in his talks with Prime Minister Anthony Albanese a couple of weeks ago, he even dismissed the warnings of his own military and Secretary of War that China could start a war over Taiwan. And in his meeting today, Trump says he did not even discuss Taiwan, even though it is threatened daily by Chinese jets. The two leaders emerged after just 1.5 hours of talks, shorter than expected, and left without speaking to reporters, although Trump later did speak on Air Force One, typically boasting of another triumph in a meeting he described as a 12 out of 10.
It was an outstanding group of decisions, I think, that was made. A lot of decisions were made, too. There wasn't too much left out there. And we've come to conclusion on many very important points, and we'll be handing that to you in a little while. On fentanyl.
So, what do we know of what the two leaders actually agreed? Well, details are actually very scarce. But from Trump's side, we are told that Xi promised to help stop precursors for fentanyl, as you heard Trump imply there, from getting into the US. He also promised to buy more American soybeans, which really just helps Trump politically at home to get support from US farmers. And Trump claims that China will cooperate in bringing peace to Ukraine, which I actually doubt means much, since China's actually said it backs Russia there. And there's Trump's big win. Xi supposedly did agree to let his rare earths keep flowing to the US. It's a one-year deal. The message, though, is sent by China, and China's near monopoly on rare earths will probably now continue a bit longer still. Now, what China gets in return, as far as we know so far, includes a 10% cut in US tariffs and access again to advanced computer chips from the US, which was a key demand. And certainly Trump put no heat on China over Taiwan. Now, there's probably more. Trump wouldn't be promoting whatever he gave to China, because all that we do know so far comes from Trump's side. Now, China's foreign ministry a couple of hours ago did a long piece, but honestly, there's no detail in it. It told mostly how Xi lectured Trump about cooperating more. And it reported Trump's praising Xi's leadership at length. And that's largely it. So essentially, Trump ends this trade war with not much at all compared to where he was at the start. And China has sent the world a message of its power. Xi has sure sent a message of his power over Trump. And I fear for the future.